I guess we can brace ourselves to hear two really stupid excuses coming really soon. Number one, they're going to say, oh, but I have black friends. And then the other thing they're going to say is that they were just joking. You know, it's like every time it's time to tell a joke, there has to be some racist joke against so-called black people. And the major excuse, other than it was just a joke, is, but I have black friends, so I can't be a racist. Sure. So I just had to get that out of the way before telling you this very interesting story. So a group of pink thugs from the Sigma Alpha Epsilon fraternity decided to make the University of Oklahoma very proud of them by recording a video of their favorite song. The barbarians can be heard chanting, quote, "There'll never be a N-word at SAE. You can hang 'em from a tree. They'll never side with me. There'll never be a N-word at SAE." And if you don't believe me, I posted the video on my blog. I do not own the copyrights to it, so I will not put it on YouTube. But if you click beneath this YouTube video, there's a link there, and you can see it for yourself because it's at the meatmagazine.blogspot.com website. There's a link right there to this article on my blog, and you can see it for yourself. Well, what's my opinion about the video? White people think for whatever reason or another that we don't know that they say this type of thing all of the time when they think that nobody's looking. Trust me, we know. What's equally disturbing and will go over so many people's heads is the fact that if you listen closely, you can hear a Caucasian woman ask, quote, "You never heard this before?" As if this is a very popular hit record in their circle that everyone should know the words to verbatim. In other words, this is normal to them. Also, another thing that will go over most people's heads in this video is that just like the Riley Cooper video of the racist football player, their song contains threats of violence and terrorism. These people were not just saying something, quote, racist. They included acts of violence and genocide in their rhetoric. Never ever forget this point, because the news will spin you out of reality, and they will not even mention that part in the mainstream media. A lot of them are going to ignore that part. Anyway, my link to my video and blog about the Riley Cooper thing, I think I did that in 2013. There's a link to that below. And if you go down, scroll down, or you just, control F and then put in the word Riley, R-I-L-E-Y, either on my blog or on this article, you'll be able to find my video about that too. Now, I have another video and blog coming about the usage of the N-word and race relations in America. Because you can say or do whatever you want to a so-called black person except for one thing, which is use the black kryptonite, the N-word. You can kill them, hang them from trees, shoot them dead. Your fake news organization can unleash psychological warfare campaigns straight out of the Psychological Operations Handbook on a population. You can put crack cocaine in their neighborhoods and illegal guns, and after that, go in and arrest them. Also, you can keep them from a quality education, force them into poverty, and pretend you have absolutely no idea what the hell is going on. You won't be arrested. You can just plead ignorance. Just don't call them the N-word. That's the exchange. No matter what you do to these people, just don't call them the N-word. Watch out for that blog and video. Anyway, David Boren, the president of OU, had this to say about the video on his Twitter account, quote, "If the video is indeed of OU students, this behavior will not be tolerated and is contrary to all of our values we are investigating. Signed, Debo." Investigating? Okay, Dave. The truth of the matter is, let's bring it back a little bit. Segregation was, for the most part, abolished in the 60s. But the racist mentality and abhorrent attitude many Caucasian people had at that time never went away. We've been lied to by these people with extreme agendas and told myths such as racism doesn't exist anymore. As if these people didn't teach it to their children. Anyway, we've also been told that racism is just something that old white people from deep down south in the backwoods embrace, and that the younger white people who aren't from the deep south love everyone and don't have a racist bone in their bodies. In other words, This is just the way millions and millions of them are. They've been training their children to be racist forever, and we need not pretend that this is anything new. It's just what they do. It's just the way they are. David Boren would literally have to have that demonic, racist, hate-filled part of these people's crusty hearts removed from them to stop this. There are millions of them everywhere. Even if you kick them out of the school, another school will accept them, and trust me, someone will hire them for a well-paying job soon. And that's if they're not working well-paying jobs on the side already. On a side note, I love how the thug in the main view of the camera is wearing his little thug wear. He has his little three-piece suit looking just like a hooligan. As soon as I saw the suit, you should have felt the way I felt. We all should have known what he represents. Look at his thug wear. A lot of people will be offended by the lyric in the song that speaks about hanging people from trees. They will, speak against it out of it being, quote, morally corrupt. In reality, that lyric is beyond something morally incorrect. The hanging people from trees business is a violent crime. It should be talked about in that tone. They are criminals who are threatening a race of people. Also, take note to the fact that they mention no other group, just so-called N-words. And they threw in there hanging people from trees to let you know who they hate the most, as if there were any doubt. Anyway, while they claim they hate us because we dress differently than them, when they were hanging people from trees by the droves and standing around watching these vicious acts of terrorism with their children, enjoying death and celebrating the genocide of the real Americans, the brown people were wearing suits, not baggy jeans, but suits. And they, the predators and violent thugs who murdered these innocent people, pulled their pants down. So the next time you hear one of them say baggy pants, sagging pants, etc., is the reason why they don't like you, or it's your lack of education. They just don't like you because they don't want an N-word at SAE. They don't want you to be educated. They don't want you to have nice clothing. They don't want you to have anything. Remember and never forget, there'll never be an N-word at SAE. This is how they feel at such a young age. Never forget. In a time where we've supposedly progressed so much, this is the way they feel. It is what it is. This is the way they are. They'll always be that way. They were born this way. And they're predators. Watch your back. And apparently your neck too. Because you might get hung for just trying to be an N-word at SAE. Let me know what you think about it all below. Be sure to subscribe to the Meat Magazine YouTube channel. Visit meatmagazine.blogspot.com for more. I know where I won't be going, and that's SAE.